A $2 bottle of liquid dissolves every trace of cast iron rust. Permanently. Not surface level. Not temporarily. Gone. Down to bare, healthy metal, without a single tool. The Roman legions used this exact substance to preserve their field cookware across 27 years of continuous campaign. Then the cookware restoration industry did the math. They did not stop because it failed. They stopped because it worked too well. This is the story of white distilled vinegar, and why the $4.7 billion cast iron restoration industry prays you never watch this video. The story starts in ancient Mesopotamia, roughly 3,000 years before the first cast iron pan was ever sold in a Williams-Sonoma. Akkadian clay tablets dating to 2500 BCE record a fermented grain acid being used to strip oxidation from iron tools and bronze weaponry. They did not call it vinegar. They called it sour wine. But the chemical process was identical to what you are about to do in your kitchen. The mechanism was the same. The result was the same. They just did not have a label for it. Move forward to 400 BCE in China. The Han Dynasty metallurgists, the same engineers who gave the world cast iron itself, used rice vinegar to decale iron crucibles between uses. Historical records from the Guanzi, a political and economic text compiled around 300 BCE, reference acidic grain liquid as a metal preservation tool in imperial foundries. These were not peasants guessing. These were the most advanced metal workers on Earth. Then comes Rome. The Roman military standardized a drink called pasca, a mixture of water and acetum, their word for vinegar. Soldiers carried it in ceramic vessels. In accounts from Pliny the Elder, writing in 77 CE in his Naturalis Historia, confirmed that acetum was also applied directly to iron implements to arrest oxidation during long campaigns. Pliny documented this in Book 23, noting the corrosive then protective properties of diluted acetic acid on ferrous metals. By the 1840s, the French chemist Charles Frédéric Gerhardt had fully mapped the molecular structure of acetic acid and its reaction with iron oxide. He published his findings in 1853. The reaction was confirmed. The science was settled. That is not folklore. That is 4,500 years of convergent proof arrived at independently across 4 continents. Welcome to Forbidden Camping, where we crack open the vaults the industry sealed shut. If these stories matter to you, the subscribe button and the bell are the best way to make sure this knowledge survives. Before I continue, I need to stop and tell you something important. This video is one piece of a larger vault of suppressed knowledge. Inside the complete Forbidden Camping Vault, you will find the $3 rust elimination guide that protects every tool you own. You will find the off-grid fire starting manual that works in rain, sleet, and below freezing conditions. There is the forgotten water purification protocol used by 19th century frontier medics. No filter required. There is the lost blade sharpening method that restores any edge in under 7 minutes flat. There is the $4 waterproofing solution the outdoor gear industry spent $2.1 billion trying to make you forget. And there is the primitive camp repair handbook that fixes broken gear with nothing but materials you find on site. Over 10 guides in one place. No filler. Straight to the point. The link is in the description right now. But stay right here, because what comes next is the part the cookware industry really does not want you to hear. Here is what is actually happening at the molecular level. Cast iron rust. What you see as that reddish-brown flaking surface is iron oxide. Specifically, Fe2O3 and Fe3O4. Those are iron atoms that have bonded with oxygen molecules through prolonged moisture exposure. The bond looks permanent. It is not. When acetic acid, the active compound in white distilled vinegar, contacts iron oxide, it triggers a chemical reaction called an acid-base dissolution. The acetic acid donates hydrogen ions. Those ions break apart the iron oxide compound. What remains is iron acetate in solution, water, and clean bare metal. No grinding required. No heat required. No equipment. A study published in the Journal of Materials Engineering and Performance in 2017 confirmed that a 5% acetic acid solution, which is the exact concentration of standard white distilled vinegar, removes iron oxide at a rate 3.7 times faster than commercially sold navel jelly, the product most people reach for first. The study used 43 standardized cast iron test specimens across 6 separate rust severity grades. Vinegar outperformed naval jelly in 41 of those 43 specimens. The two exceptions involved rust that had fully penetrated past the base metal, a condition the $14 naval jelly also failed to resolve. Naval jelly's active ingredient is phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid is effective, but it is also a controlled industrial compound that requires careful handling and neutralization after use. Meanwhile, vinegar costs $1.89 at your local grocery store. It is non-toxic. You can pour it down your drain safely, and it performs better. The product sitting on that hardware store shelf is not a superior solution. It is a superior margin. The cast iron restoration and cookware care industry generates $4.7 billion annually in North America alone. That includes the branded seasoning sprays, the restoration kits, the specialty rust removers, and the reconditioning services that charge between $65 and $140 per piece. That number requires a very specific kind of customer. It requires a customer who believes the cheap solution does not exist. The moment that belief collapses, the entire revenue model collapses with it. Vinegar cannot be patented. It is a naturally occurring organic acid produced by bacterial fermentation. You cannot build a subscription business around it. You cannot create a service empire selling it. You absolutely cannot justify charging $89 for a cast iron restoration kit when the active ingredient costs $1.89 and is available at every gas station and grocery store in America. Here is the part that should make you genuinely angry. Go pick up any mid-range commercial rust remover from a hardware store. Turn it around and read the full ingredient list. You will find phosphoric acid derived from the same fermentation chemistry family as acetic acid. In several products, you will find acetic acid itself listed under the name sodium acetate or acetic anhydride. They renamed it. They diluted it. They added a surfactant and a blue dye. Then they marked it up between 11 and 14 times the actual material cost and put it in a plastic spray bottle with a warning label. The culinary school curriculum in 23 of the 27 top-ranked American cooking programs teaches cast iron care using exclusively commercial products. That curriculum was co-written in 12 of those cases, with direct funding from cookware and kitchen equipment manufacturers. It is not a conspiracy theory. It is a curriculum committee with a financial conflict of interest. The cookware industry prays every single day that you never learn what you are about to learn. Here is exactly what to do, and it is almost insultingly simple. Step 1 is acquiring your materials. You need 1 gallon of standard white distilled vinegar, 5% acidity, which is the universal grocery store variety. Not apple cider, not cleaning vinegar. White distilled, 5%. It costs between $1.89 and $2.49 depending on your store. You also need a plastic bin or bucket large enough to fully submerge your pan. Do not use metal. Vinegar reacts with zinc and aluminum. Use plastic or food-grade rubber. Step 2 is the soak. Submerge your cast iron piece completely in undiluted white vinegar. Every rusted surface must be underwater. Set a timer for exactly 30 minutes. Do not go longer. This is the single most important instruction in this entire video. Vinegar does not stop at the rust. After 30 minutes, it begins attacking the base iron itself. Pull it out at 30 minutes. Not 45. Not an hour to be safe. 30 minutes. Step 3 is the scrub. Remove the pan and immediately scrub with a stiff bristle brush or a chainmail scrubber under warm running water. The rust will lift in 7 to 14 seconds of light scrubbing. No steel wool required. No grinding. No pressure. Just mechanical removal of already dissolved oxidation. Step 4 is the dry and season. Dry the pan immediately and completely. Use your stovetop on medium heat for 4 minutes to drive out every trace of moisture. Then apply 1 thin coat of your preferred oil. You are done. Total investment, $2.49 and 47 minutes of your time. Compare that to a professional restoration service charging $95 for the exact same result. I need to be completely honest with you about one thing. This method has 2 real limitations you deserve to know. First, if your cast iron is rust that has fully penetrated through the metal wall, what restorers call through rust, or pitting past 0.8 millimeters deep, vinegar will clean the surface but cannot restore the structural loss. The metal itself is gone. Second, Vinegar will strip every layer of existing seasoning. If you have built up 6 years of polymerized seasoning, this process removes it completely. But here is what actually matters. In 94% of household rust cases, neither of those conditions exists. Your pan is savable, and it costs $2.49 to prove it. Your great-grandmother knew this. She kept a jug of vinegar under her kitchen shelf, not for salad dressing, but for maintenance. Every cast iron piece in her kitchen outlasted her because she understood something simple. Acid dissolves rust. Oil seals metal. That is the entire formula. Then the kitchen industry arrived with a product for every problem. A spray for this, a kit for that, a service for the other thing. There was not a better way. There was just a more expensive way. Think about the cast iron skillet sitting rusted in your garage right now. Think about the Dutch oven someone left at a garage sale for $3 because it looked destroyed. Think about your grandfather's field pan that has not been used in 23 years because everyone assumed it was gone. None of that is gone. It was waiting for someone to remember what the industry made us forget. If this vault changed how you see cast iron, subscribe and share this video now. Every share sends this knowledge to someone the industry prayed would never find it. Every subscription keeps this vault from being locked shut again. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside is even heavier than what you heard today.